Hey Mike, Simon here from Little Big Marketing. I spoke to you this morning about sending over this really quick video. It's going to show you a way of, I guess, it's going to show you how you could go about ranking your site. Number one, I'm also going to show you where this website is currently ranking, and I'm going to show you what your top two competitors are gaining from this process, being on page one of Google, their website. So the first thing I wanted to show you was where you're currently ranking. And I just wanted to point out a couple of things on page first on this page here. Um, One is this is called a favicon up in the top left corner there where my mouse is. That's really important that you replace that WordPress favicon with, your logo or something that's not indicating that it's a WordPress site. If you can get that changed out, that's going to add a little bit of, it's going to add click rate to your website, and therefore Google's going to start ranking you. The other thing is Google's about to stop letting websites basically be part of Google if they're not secure. So that's something we've really got to be careful of these days. They need to be secured. And that's just a process of going through and rerouting your current URL to HTTPS. You need to have the S in there to show that it's secure, and then you have the little padlock there. And that builds a lot of trust with Google straight away. So I had that so you could see that there. And I'll just put this back into there and just get up the whole website. Now to look at the back end of your website and see what's currently ranking, I'm using a tool called Ahrefs. And this is going to show me just how many organic keywords you're ranking for. And a keyword is any search phrase that someone would enter into Google looking for your particular service. So cabinet painting San Diego is obviously something that you offer. And that means that wording is somewhere on your website. And over here, we've got volume, which is how many times this keyword is searched for per month. So that's 50 times. Traffic is how many clicks you're gaining from that. Every time someone types that into Google and clicks on your website, obviously you're not getting any clicks at the moment because you're in position. This is position on Google, position 33 or page 4, page 8, 8, 8, and then 9, and so on down here, page 10. So unfortunately, until you're on page 1, this traffic won't really increase. So this is what you're trying to boost here, and that's what gets you a ton of clientele through your site. And you can see why. If I add 50 to 200 to 50 to 40 and just keep going, and there's hundreds more keywords that you can target to get thousands of search volume coming through your website, and then you start picking up the traffic once you're on page 1. So super important to get this ranking done for you. Now, the second part I wanted to share with you was a couple of tips that we use to rank websites. Google looks at about 200 different things, but these are a couple of the main points. And number one is content on your website. Number two is backlinking. And number three is citations. And I'll explain them sort of as I go. But number one being content on your website, what I'm referring to is words and images. So Google likes to see at least 2,000 words on a home page. It lets Google know exactly what you offer and where you are, and that there's enough information there for potential clients. So I can see you haven't quite got enough wording on there. However, it's quite a nice looking site. This menu section here takes up a little bit too much of your site, but otherwise it's a pretty nice looking site. But yeah, we need to get about 2,000 words on there and probably a few more images just to fill it out a little bit better. Now, what I've done is put in painting company San Diego into Google here, just to find your top two competitors. I'm going to go through the map pack here in a second, but down in the organic search results, meaning these aren't advertised, I've chosen San Diego paintingcompany.com and bradstonerpainting.com to have a look at theirs. So I'm going to go and look at the content on their page, and we can see they've got the same image. Yeah, so they don't have a lot of content there either. They do have a blog, which helps them rank. But, if you were to go and put 2,000 words on your homepage, some more images, more optimized images, you'd start already beating these guys out on step one. So that's pretty important. Another one here. This is Brad Stoner. I can see his website is also not secure, so that's going to be hurting him. And his favicon actually isn't registering either. So it's not... When I say that they are things that you need to go and update, it's not necessarily that you can't rank without them, but if you want to make it much easier for yourself, then you have it all done properly and fully. So once again, this website hasn't got a lot of content, so you could beat them out pretty easy. So number one was content. Number two is called backlinks, And backlinks are anywhere one website refers to another via a clickable link, and they come from a referring domain or a referring website. The other website is called a referring domain. And when someone comes and clicks on it and it takes them to your page, that's the backlink. And what that does is pass authority or trust in the eyes of Google from one website to another. So it sort of stands to reason that the more of these referring domains you get with backlinks, the higher trust Google is going to have in you, in your website, and therefore it's going to start ranking you for more keywords. And if you've got that 2,000 words on your homepage, you're going to have a lot more keywords, and then you're going to start picking up this unadvertised traffic here quite drastically once you get to page 1. And I'll show you what that looks like when we come across to these guys. This is San Diego Painting Company. Now you can see they've got 102 referring domains creating 318 backlinks. It's allowing them to rank for 1,200 keywords, and they're gaining 360 clicks per month, which is decent, but you could get a lot higher if you wanted to. So that's quite interesting. Wouldn't be hard to go and beat these guys' score and start outranking them. Now, Brad Stoner, we're looking at, he's got way too many backlinks coming from too few domains. Therefore, Google's going to start treating this as spammy, and it's going to start dropping his rank. So that's something we're really careful to avoid, is not having too many backlinks coming from not enough domains. Really important. But at the moment, before Google starts realizing that, he's ranking for 1,100 keywords, and he's getting 560 almost clicks per month. This is an estimate provided by Ahrefs, but it's usually very accurate, and it's also a rolling average, month-to-month average. So what I want to show here is that these guys are getting, over and above 500 clicks per month. I just want to point out that if you were only getting even, let's say, 250 calls from that, and you were closing 10%, that's still 25 extra clients a month. So, quite important, and this can be scaled up even further if you wanted to. So that's the idea behind it. Now, the next step is, that was backlinks, number 2. Next step is citations, number 3. And citations are just anywhere your business name, number, and address is listed as it's seen on your Google My Business. And you go and put that information on any directory like Home Advisor or Yelp or Angie's List. And as long as you got more than these guys, you're going to start ranking for those for that area that your locations are set up in your GMB. And once you get into the top 3, this number 1 position here, for a lot of industries, for most industries, it adds about a 30% more clicks to your organic click rate from what you're getting down here. And it's really especially important to get into the top 3 because no one clicks on view all. And that 30%, I mean, if you're already getting 300 clicks, that's an extra 90 clicks per month. So pretty important. And these are slightly less. I think this is 20 and drops down to, I believe, 15 from memory. I just know that I always go for the top spot. So pretty important. Anyway, I hope that sort of helped, and I hope that gave you some insight into a few things you could do for your website, where you're currently sitting, and what your top competitors are getting out of it. And if you're not interested, I understand. Please, but if you could please just leave me some feedback to let me know if this gave you any sort of value that maybe even in the future you might consider doing something. So that would be much appreciated. So thanks a lot for that, Mike. I hope you have a great day. If you wanted to get in contact with me, please give me a call on 760-688-2297. Otherwise, just drop me a line in the email. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye-bye.